Hey guys, I'll After back with another video. And today we're going to discuss the idea and the concept of why you need to send your mail certified, why you need to protect yourself when it comes to that, and how to create paper trail for success when it comes to disputing with the credit reporting agencies, as well as collection accounts, as well as any other type of creditors that you have to deal with when it comes to reported inaccurate information on all of your three credit bureaus. Okay, so let's begin. So the first thing you want to understand is, a lot of people say, well, I can just send regular mail. I'll save all the costs. I mean, I don't have to go certified. And that's, it's not really true. And I'll tell you why. First, when you send certified mail, it's evidence. And it's evidence that, stacks against the credit reporting agencies. It's evidence that stacks against those people that you're disputing against. Because when you don't have that kind of evidence, they can just say, let's say if you ever come to sue them, if you ever have to, take them to court, they can essentially say, look, I never got this information, right? I never got this letter, or whatever. They can basically lie, and you don't have records to prove that they actually received it, right? So you have to protect yourself. This is why certified mail is important. Now, how often do you need it? Well, I would say almost all the time, right? It doesn't cost a whole lot. If you look at all three credit bureaus, if you look at sometimes, looking at 3 rounds, 4 rounds, depending on the state you're in, some certified mail can cost you $5. Some of them can cost you like $4. It's not a lot of money if you think about it. What's worth more to you, right? It's the idea of fixing your credit. If you think of it as, oh my God, it's an expense, you're gonna have a hard time fixing your credit. But if you think of this as something that you absolutely need to do to get ahead to fix your credit properly, then you will not think of that as an expense. You'll think of that as an investment. And that's what I want you to think like that. So yes, send a certified mail. It's very important. And I'm going to tell you what it's going to lead down to. So let's say your first attempt, you send a letter, and the credit reporting agencies say, look, at this time, these items became verified. We're not going to be able to investigate it further. And they give you all sorts of slang and jargon that's untrue. Now you go back in your second round and you start redisputing and saying, okay, well, great. Based on my previous video, I told you guys that you can actually ask for any type of documents they have on file in reference to those accounts. Now you ask that, and again, still they say, no, it's verified. We can't do anything. So at this time, what you do is you can actually go and sue them because you've taken your measures to try to rectify the situation with the credit reporting agencies. You can actually file a complaint with the FTC, with the Attorney General's office, Better Business Bureau, and of course, try to tell them, look, I know you guys are running a private company. You guys have shareholders and all these type of things, and the last thing you need is a litigation that can go public, and your negligence demonstrated to the media. It can hurt your shares. I'm giving you a last chance to fix my situation because again, you've ignored it. I have proof. You've never sent me any documents. You lied in your first letter stating that you don't have to reinvestigate when in fact you have to in accordance to U.S. Code 15, Section 1681, which is Section 609 for the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And I have proof and evidence of that. And if they're not responsive to that threat, what you can do is they can actually take them to small claims, and then you can actually sue them for financial and punitive damages. Typically there's limitations. You have to look in your state what they are. You have to look at some of your attorneys. They will be able to tell you those who are specialized in Fair Credit Reporting Act. But typically, if you do it the right way, you have proper track record, and this is why certified mail comes in handy because it acts as your track record, it acts as your evidence. And if you take that and you sue them and you win, what happens now is not only are they supposed to remove the items that are showing that are affecting your credit negatively, but they can't put those items back on, right? And all this can be possible if you have a proper paper trail, and that includes the numbers in certified mail demonstrating that they actually did in fact receive the information, and in fact they are just being very neglectful. They don't want to move forward and try to fix you and help you out, albeit that you told them that it's hurting your ability to borrow and your financial condition at the same time. So that is why certified mail is very important. That is why paper trail is very important, right? Now, another question I have a lot of people ask me is, Ali, what is a good time? When is the perfect time to start suing credit reporting agencies? I don't have a lot of money to sue. Where do I go to get assistance? Now, a lot of people won't tell you this, and in accordance to, let's say, depending on which credit bureau it is, they're supposed to pay for arbitration for you, right? And what I mean by that is, if you go to the American Arbitrage Association, again, that's AAA, American Arbitrage Association, you can actually call them up and they do mediation services for you. Typically, what happens is if you win, the credit reporting side is supposed to cover the cost of mediation. and some of them actually have mediation services available immediately. So that's something that you might want to consider when it comes to, of course, going the legal route if you ever have to sue them, and before you actually make the choice of suing them. If arbitrage is not successful and you come in light of other further evidence that they're actually being very, very neglectful and unwilling to cooperate, then maybe at that time it's a good idea to pursue a lawsuit against them. Again, this is Ali Tarafter, your guide and mentor. By no means am I an attorney or giving legal advice. These are just ideas that I'm sharing with you. You'll have to consult your own attorney for legal advice and counsel. I'm just giving you based on structure that you can follow to get the maximum efficiency when it comes to actually going the legal route against these credit reporting agencies for a number of reasons, right? So I hope this video was helpful. This is Ali Tarafter, your guide and mentor. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.